Zeenat Shaukat Ali, would you want to respond to that? क्योंकि मुझे तो सवाल ही नहीं समझ आया. But would you want to respond to that if you've understood what Barkha is trying to ask?
Yes,
Give me a minute.
While your passion for defense of the male's gender is laudable in a way. I cannot quite fall in line with it, because at this point of time and with this judgment that we are looking at, and with the kind of I'd like to come back to this point about sharing, having bank accounts and sharing cards. No, I would like to point out to you that under Islamic law proper, a woman becomes a rightful property owner if her husband gives her a proper meher. For example, the Prophet Muhammad himself, may peace be upon him, was not a rich man, but he gave his women ample, amount, in the form of either cattle or in the form of any whatever he had to share with them. He gave them. So here what happens that she becomes a property owner in her own right. And I think that instead of having a joint account, she should be a separate account holder. There should be a separate amount of money that can be put into her name, which she can use her own ATM card, she can use her own credit card. I have my own credit card. My husband gave it to me the moment I was married. And so did my father. But then they were well-off people, so there was nothing for me to talk about. But what I'm talking about is that she is an individual in her own right. Why should she merge into that of her husband? Which is so far, we have never discussed really who is a husband and who is a wife. And what are they, how do they come together? And how do the legal, under the law of Islam, a woman remains her own person, in the economic sphere and in the legal sphere, she can take action. So what happens is that even if she lends money to her husband or she gives money, there's a certain law that would prevail. So the Islam gives her that right. And so, I'm talking generally now, coming to the general law, that why should a woman not be a property owner in her own right? But her father, today, when we talk about this dowry system, that, you have these grand weddings where you spend millions and billions, it should be given to the woman, from which she can enjoy her, her status and be an individual, respected, economically independent, and be able to act, on those lines. So this is my opinion that she should